hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
All right, let's move everyone aside and focus on the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, because the Titans take on the Mumbai Indians, and the Hardik Pandya story is about to get on, as is the Shubman Gill captaincy story that will commence. So plenty to look forward to. On the Sunday evening fixtures, the final two teams we will be seeing for the first time this IPL. At the same time in Jaipur, the makings of another thriller. Could be back-to-back last over finishes after what happened last night at Kolkata. So we will have you covered for the next half hour or so. You're on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout in the fine company of Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan, and Wasim Jaffer. Let's get a quick reaction to the toss that has gone down. Mitch, your former franchise has won it. Hardik Pandya will bowl first, as will the Mumbai Indians, and we have some pretty interesting team news. Mumbai, much like Rajasthan in the afternoon game, have named just the three overseas. Just try and sum all that up and make sense of it.
I guess it just shows the strength of their lineup, really, in terms of the Indian talent that they've got at the Mumbai Indians. Namandir is probably one we need to touch on. Good spinner, can bat well as well, so likely to be used towards the top of the order. Talented player, got to spend some time with him in the winter, so it's an exciting addition. And then Shams Milani, who's been prolific in Ranji Trophy with both ball and with bat, so good left arm spin option. I don't believe he played last year, so this will be his first game for Mumbai. So a couple of exciting additions.
Namandir we'll come back to that, but Namandir was picked up at this auction. Shams Milani's been with the side for a while. Wasim Jaffer knows enough about Shams Milani. He's been a regular Mumbai player, hasn't featured in the IPL, and of course Namandir comes in given Surya Kumar Yadav remains unavailable. But tell us a bit more about why they've gone for someone like Shams Milani this time.
I think it gives you that all-round ability. He can bat a bit lower down the order. He's a very good left-arm spinner. I'm surprised they picked him over Kumar Kartikeya, who's done well for them before. And so is Namandir, because there's Vishnu Vinod there, who's a very powerful striker. So they've shown faith in Namandir, even though he's also a very good player. But two new faces, so that's quite exciting.
Let's bring that up one more time, Tom. And as we did try and make sense of it from a Rajasthan point of view, why it made sense for them to leave the option open for either Powell with the bat or Berger with the ball, and it played well. In this team, there's no Surya, so we have to put that in. It's not their strongest 11, but in their bowling first 11, they've named Kotsia and Luke Wood along with Tim David. Shall we assume that a batter comes in the form of Brevis or Nehal Vadera, or could we possibly, as their bowling covered, could they have named their entire complement?
Yeah, it's interesting approach, because you would think Wadera would be an automatic starter in their batting 11, purely on the basis of what he did last year.
Yes.
You know, he hit the ground running, and he was a bit like Tilak Verma. You know, just was like he'd been there for 5 years. But then you've got Brevis as an option as well. But you know, talking off air, it looked like it may well be they'd go with the Indian talent, given that that he's shown consistency. You know, in that sort of middle order role.
You were saying you spent some time with Namandir, if you want to extend on that.
Yeah, Namandir, he gives the ball a really good rip. Like he's an off spinner who really gets the ball to turn, and it kind of leans towards why I think Shams is playing over Katia as well, because he's a bit more of a traditional spinner. You've got the bigger boundaries square here, Gujarat's home ground, so he's got a very good, Shams has got a very good control of length as well, so those bigger grounds are going to suit him.
All right, we're going to find out more about the domestic players that Mumbai have played once we see them now in their IPL debut, both Shams Milani and Namandir. Let's have a look at the Titans. They've had to make quite a few changes as well, none more so than Hardik Pandya, who's gone to the opposition, but Azmatullah Omarzai, who they rate very highly, who's brought in potentially to play the role Pandya did as a seam bowling all-rounder. The Afghan international will partner Rashid Khan and Sai Kishore, who finished the season strongly with the Titans and has had an excellent domestic season, will be the Indian spin option that they have on the left-hand side. On predicted line, Shubman Gill will captain, bat with his partner Ridwan Saad. This is the batting first team, remember. So Sai Sudarshan, Vijay Shankar, David Miller, Rahul Tewatia, that's their core group. Spencer Johnson with an IPL debut. They have named their full complement of players, and this is, of course, their batting first 11, so you can expect Mohit Sharma to come in the second half. Tom, Azmatullah Omarzai plays, so no Noor Ahmed and no Kane Williamson.
Yeah, I think they need the extra batting, don't they? And that's why they've gone for that option against Noor Ahmed, because he's, when he came into the side last year for GT, he really had an impact. He was very, very good, and you could nearly see Rashid Khan, nursing him through those early games, and then he grew his own wings and took off, and it gave them a nice balance. And I'm sure that we'll see that as the season unfolds, that combination of the two spinners. But I just think they feel they need the depth in the batting.
Spencer Johnson ahead of Josh Little, who is the experienced IPL player, if you can call him that.
Yeah, look, he was good for Gujarat Titans last year, Josh Little, but I would have to say after the World Cup qualifiers in Zimbabwe and then ILT20, I think he hasn't been in that form that we saw during the IPL last year. He's lost a little bit of pace and hasn't been executing his skills as well. So that can happen. You come onto the scene and then everyone starts to figure out what you do. But also it might just be a case of Spencer Johnson is an incredibly exciting talent as well. He's tall, he's got pace. We're talking to Steve Smith off air. He thinks he's got a little bit of Doug Bollinger about him in terms of his action. Hits the bat hard. He's an exciting talent.
Yeah, I mean, they let go of the Mitchell Starc purchase at the auction, the Titans, after a point where it just became ridiculous, and it was summarized by Ashish Nehra's expression. And then you could see plan B was Spencer Johnson, with a similar skill set, but not necessarily the experience. We see how he goes on what will be a tough debut. Also made tougher, Wasim, by the absence of Mohammad Shami, who will be a huge miss for the Titans. We're wondering whether they'd want to consider a stronger or rather more experienced bowling attack, but they're happy with just Umesh Yadav as the Indian seamer and Mohit Sharma to join him later on.
Yeah, they'll miss Mohammad Shami for sure. I mean, that wicket-taking ability in the power play will be missed without a doubt. Umesh Yadav does bring that, but he's not Mohammad Shami.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big miss. But they've got decent cover-ups, but that's a big miss. Hardik Pandya and obviously Mohammad Shami. So
and that's two of their top wicket takers in the 2 seasons they've been around, 2 very successful seasons, including Shami, who's right up there with 48 wickets. Well, they'll have to find ways to manage without him. And we remind everyone that he is the top-rated cricket 4 bowler as far as our impact points go and our smart stats adjudicate. And Shami is someone that they will just have to be without. 2 of the top 5 Titans bowlers with Rashid Khan there as well. He's coming back from injury too. Anyway, that's for later since the Titans are batting. But the Hardik Pandya story is one that will just get a little more spice added to it as he captains Rohit Sharma, as he captains at a venue where he brought some success in the first 2 seasons. There must be some feelings, some nerves. Let's just hear from what Hardik Pandya had to say ahead of this game. And that is something that we'll get to see. IPL's given him everything, he says. His identity, otherwise I would still be in Baroda. He, of course, is back at his home state where I am right now, but it would not be this Hardik, it would be a different Hardik. And this, of course, is marking 10 years of Hardik Pandya in the IPL. Right. Character, tell us just a little bit about your experiences with him. He's obviously graduated into an IPL captain, a successful one back at MI. He's captain India as well, but just take me through your sort of storyline of Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, Hardik Pandya came in as a very young, excitable character when he first came into the IPL. Kind of exactly what he said. He was a young kid from Baroda. He came in the lights of Mumbai and he soaked it up. And I think he was probably the next couple of years, he kind of went to a different level in confidence off the field and on the field. I think he was very fortunate that Ricky Ponting was the coach at the time who really gave him a lot of confidence and backed him in and put the time in early on. And then to find a mentor in Kyron Pollard, who he calls his big brother, the whole time, both him and Cronell. So he's kind of been very fortunate to get the people around him early in his career. And I think that ability to have those guys around, he's learnt the game very quickly. He's learned the game tactically very quickly, and I think that's why we've seen him excel at Gujarat as a skipper, and then obviously why Mumbai wanted to bring him back.
Okay. Well, he is one of the many superstars that effectively has been created as a result of the IPL, as admitted to by Hardik in his own words that we saw a little while back. So let's play a little game now, shall we? I like playing games with you guys. enough of the cricket. There are a number of players that have really risen, to the highest level courtesy of the IPL. So we're going to play one of those Who Am I games, right? I'm going to give you hints without naming the player, 3 statements. And after each statement, if you can try and guess the player before I get to the third one, well done. Remember, all this is being calculated by our army of adjudicators.
Is the answer A?
No, there's no option. You can get the game. Yeah, that's a different game, Mitch. Don't get confused. All right, so it's a Who Am I game, right? I hit the second ball of my league career for a 6.
Second ball.
I hit 25 sixes of 157 balls in the 2020 edition. And I have featured in 6 of the last 9 finals.
Has to be Hardik, doesn't it?
There we go.
Oh, the little,
See, Hardik Pandya it is.
I thought you were throwing us.
That's an unreasonable one, that one.
Yeah.
We've just
Why?
been talking about Hardik.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was good. It was a
I threw
little
you a
dummy.
curveball. I thought I won't say it, and now look.
Yeah, okay, right.
Anyway, right. We're going to the
I can
last.
see the favouritism here.
Yeah, well, he's a powerful man now, working for a powerful franchise. Actually, no. Okay, no, I'm not going to crack that joke. Well, let's go to the next. Who am I? Right, you get the gist of it now. That was a trial run, right?
Okay.
No points for that.
Still take the
Okay.
points. There wasn't. No, man.
There's no points on that.
There's always points. They're telling them, chalk it up.
Okay, and don't worry, it's not connected to this game. These are just prominent players that the IPL has given us. So you already have a narrow league to choose from. Who am I? I have the highest strike rate for any 650 plus run season. I led my
Shubman Gill.
franchise. No.
You're out then.
I led my franchise for the first time aged 23. And finally,
Sanju.
no.
Rohit Sharma.
No.
Oh,
you
we're
can
all
go
out.
again. You can
Oh,
go
well.
again. I'll hear the last one. I have only played for one franchise.
Virat Kohli.
No.
MS Dhoni.
No. Remember, they rose to fame only as a result of the IPL. Right. So, the answer I was looking for is Rishabh Pant.
Oh, of course it is.
Yes. Captain at the age of 23,
I was
only
about
ever
to say
played
that.
for Delhi. And that's another Who Am I? Right. So, it's 1-0 to Mitchell McClenaghan right now, if we count the first one.
We do.
As of now, we don't. Yeah. All right. Number 3. I won the league for the first time in 2014. I am the first uncapped Indian to have a 500-run season. And I
Manish
hit-
Pandey.
No, sir. And I hit my first league 100 in the 2023 edition. That's last year, which was funny enough against the Titans. I'll give you a bit of a hint. Won it in 2014. First uncapped Indian to have a 500-run season. That was in 2018. And he hit his first IPL 100 only last year against the Titans. He features today.
Sanju.
No, he doesn't feature today. Sorry, he's not playing in the 11
Oh gosh.
Far
because
out.
he's injured. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to give it.
Surya.
Tom Moody limps his way to the answer. Surya Kumar Yadav, who only got his first 100 last year in that crazy game where Rashid Khan smashed 10 sixes as well. Right, so Surya Kumar Yadav. It's I'll finish this off. Right, let's go one more. This is easy. Listen to the first one. It's a giveaway. Who am I? Okay, I will take this one. I have played since 2008, featuring for 4 teams. I have been involved
Shikhar Dhawan.
in 8 finals. And I was a champion.
Buddy Radu.
Now, hear this one. This is good. I was a champion in the first edition and the last one.
Rohit Sharma.
I wasn't
Mohit
champion
Sharma.
last time.
Mohit Sharma.
Mohit Sharma.
Mohit
No.
Saha.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
not Saha. First edition.
Ravindra
Rajasthan.
Jadeja.
Yes, Mr. Jaffer on the board. 1-1-1.
Who was it?
Ravindra
Ravindra
Jadeja.
Jadeja.
Oh, yes, of
Champion in
course.
the first final and the last one. Right. Since it's 1-1-1, we go to our final. And that's the last one I have. So works out well. Right. This is the tie break for Who Am I? You can send in your comments as well if you get it. If you're watching on our YouTube live. I think the first one's a giveaway. Ready? Who am I? I scalped Kohli as my first wicket in the league.
Bumrah.
Yeah, McClenaghan gets it.
Yeah, beautiful.
All Mumbai Indians questions go to him.
Yeah.
Well, we had the SRH questions the other
No,
night,
that's
which
fine.
I
That's
had no
fine.
idea.
Look, I
We're
know
gonna
how
get the
this is
Punjab
going. I
questions
know
at
how
some
this
point.
is going. It's against us. It's clearly against
Oh,
us. But that's
it's
fine.
fine. It's
That's
fine.
fine.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
go back and watch the replay of the SRH questions.
I've already
After this.
I've already done my gaslighting, so I'm just leaving. You guys can carry on. For what it's worth, yeah, it was Bumrah's first wicket was Kohli back in 2013. He was a player of the match in the final. That was in 2019 against CSK. And of course, he has a death overs economy of 8.6. And only Lasith Malinga is better. Those were my 3 clues. But we did not need
Got it straight away. Yeah, good.
anything more. Right. As it turns out, the game has just shifted towards the Rajasthan Royals in Jaipur. We will come back to that in just a moment as we just wrap things up. But we're fast approaching the first ball or so at Ahmedabad. Let's just have a chat on how we see the Titans starting things off over here. Shubman Gill is captain. That's been a relevant conversation. How do you see him going, Wasim, with the kind of team that they've picked?
Well, the team's pretty good, even though those 2 guys missing are the big, shoes to fill. It's going to be interesting to see how he bats as a batsman, because the first time he's going to be a captain, how he takes that pressure, and how those 2, roles, will be given to other guys. It's still a pretty formidable side. Rashid Khan, I feel, plays a very important role here. Because he's the go-to man this season. But I feel how Shubman Gill leads the side, when and on top of that, how he bats with the pressure of a captaincy, that's going to need to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the point of him having to, shall we say, adjust to a different format again. There was some talk of him being under pressure, Tom, in the Test series, and he responded there, batting at number 3. He now must once again switch to T20 mode. Is that something that's relevant for a player like Shubman Gill? Given, of course, he raised the expectation last year. We must remind viewers he was the Orange Cap winner.
I think the modern player, and he's in that category with Jaswal and all those younger players that are coming through, shifting from one format to the other is not an issue. It's just like having breakfast, lunch and dinner. They just can shift very easily. And he's got the game. What I've noticed, and I first saw Shubman Gill in the under-19s, and in New Zealand it was, in the World Cup there. And right from that point, one of the real standouts to me was his composure at the crease. And he's always seemed to have had that composure, and he's been accelerated very quickly into international cricket. And he's always seemed very much in control and composed at the crease. And I think we'll see that in his leadership, and I think we'll see that with the transition in format, and also with him taking on the batting with the extra responsibility. It would look like it's not affecting him at all, but it may be a duck sitting on top of a pond where his legs are going like hell, but we can't see anything that's happening on top.
Can we look at those numbers again one more time? Last year, Shubman Gill, 890 runs at an average of 60. At one stage, you were wondering whether he'll cross Kohli's all-time record as we were approaching the final, Mitch. Here is timing of runs is so important when it comes to your stocks in international cricket. There's a World Cup a week after the IPL final. If he can follow up that season with something similar. Right now, we're genuinely entertaining the thought that he doesn't make India's 11. With Rohit, Jaiswal and Kohli and Surya, there's no room for a Shubman Gill. What does he have to have this kind of season? Can he?
Oh, it's going to have to be pretty close. When you look at competition for that top 3 spot, Sanju Samson's just gone and put a score on the board, and it's already created quite an exciting narrative for the IPL in the first 2 or 3 games. So, look, he's going to have to get close to that. I would still have him in the 15 as your backup top order batsman. I think he can slot into that opening role easily, but I'm not an Indian selector, so it'll be wait to see. But I think he'll get off to a good start here tonight.
Staggering, isn't it? 890 runs, and you go, yeah, okay, you could be back up for the Indian team.
Yeah, it's extraordinary.
Tough place to be in.
But again, you know...
But that's last season, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
I'm assuming
it is
if
last
he
season.
can follow up that season, and as captain, that would be
But
something
he's
remarkable.
just got a mountain of runs in a Test series, so it's not like his bat's got thinner. If anything, it's got thicker.
Well, what a score would do for Shubman Gill against this opposition in particular, with the international captain in the opposition, with Hardik Pandya, the vice captain in the opposition. The chairman of selectors is in attendance at Ahmedabad as well, so big game, as we said. Right, time to enter the impact zone and get Tom, Mitch and Wasim once again to pick their top three. Right, let's remind you of the team. I wonder if anybody will go slightly out of the box, go for one of the domestic players that we're surprised to see in the 11, Namandhir or Shams Bolani. And of course, another story we should mention here, Ishan Kishan has returned to top flight cricket after very long. There's a lot that's happened from when he last represented India and then playing for the Mumbai Indians today. But that's the team, and we must now decide who wants to go first.
Well, let's give Tom. Tom's been whinging about this. So
No, I haven't been whinging at all. So we're going back.
Do you want to go first?
Batsman, bowler, all-rounder, what do we do?
We're going the same way. We will go one batter, one bowler each, and I will allow you to pick your third player of choice.
Okay, I'll go Hardik Pandya. It's my first choice.
Starting with the all-rounder. Okay.
Is that all-rounder?
Oh, I'm just going for Hardik Pandya. You don't need to worry about what he does.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to go Shubman Gill.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go Saha.
Okay, Shubman Gill, Saha and Hardik Pandya. All right, fine. Bowlers now. I'm going to decide that this is going to be bowler category.
Bumrah.
Oh, hold on.
You don't
We
get
went
to
first
go
last
first
time.
now,
Who's
do
going
you?
first out of
No,
last
it's
two?
back to the order.
No, you went first.
Jasper
So then
Bumrah.
someone... No, come on.
I've
first
lost
picks?
control over this.
Two
I
first
feel.
picks?
Jasper Bumrah.
Rashid Khan.
Oh, so I'm going last each time.
Yeah, well,
It's
you're talking
ridiculous.
too much.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go Gerald Coetzee.
Given that this is all happening very
Do
amicably,
I go? Do I get to pick my next person first?
just say a name fast.
I'm going to say Tim David.
Tim, Dave. Okay, I think you're safe.
Rohit Sharma.
Did no one else pick Rohit? No? Okay.
I'm going to pick Sai Sudarshan.
Right, let me remind myself of this. You've gone Rashid Khan, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, was it? Yeah. You've gone Ridhaman Saha, Gerald Coetzee and Tim David. You are as...
I got the last picks each time pretty much. So
Well, no, you got first and you went with Tim David on this third round.
absolutely.
Well done.
Learning the
And
system.
you went with Sahar as well early. So
That's third pick.
No, you've made a fan out of me now. I'm now rooting for you for no reason. And Tom Moody...
I don't know if I want you rooting for me.
No, I mean, you really were bulldozed by Moody
I was,
and
wasn't I?
Jaffer. Yeah.
I'm getting bullied already.
Nah,
New
you
kid
didn't.
on the block.
Yeah, and Tom has gone for
Hardik.
Bumrah. He mentioned about 5 names
Bumrah
because he thought he's
and
going
Rohit.
first. Hardik, Bumrah and Rohit.
Yeah. So I'm also
Three
thinking.
captains.
I'm also thinking Mumbai's going to win this game.
Oh, okay.
Given I've gone. I've just realised that.
Yeah.
Of course they're winning.
Like
Hardik Pandya is bowling the first
Taking
ball
the first
for
ball.
Mumbai Indians, and
Has he got a wicket?
Ridhaman Saha's crunched
Yeah.
the ball
Got
for
4
4.
points there.
Saha's got a very good record against Mumbai.
Okay. First innings predictions for scores very quickly. GT.
180.
180,
165.
165.
173.
All right, 173. I'll tell you what, we're going to come back to that score in a few minutes because we're still going to be with you to just wrap up what's happened in Jaipur, and we'll just keep an eye on what's happening in Ahmedabad to see if those predictions look good in about 5 minutes from now. Anyone wants to give me an outrageous prediction for the next 5-6 minutes from this game so I can revisit it?
Hardik will get hit first ball for 4.
Stop cheating, you boys. Play an honest game. Do an honest job.
Yeah, Shubman Gill won't get more than 10.
Oh my God. Okay, we just leave it there. You two aren't even bothering with this. But let's revisit the afternoon game, shall we? Which was a game again of serious ebbs and flows. And the Rajasthan Royals have importantly ended up on the right side of the result. They won this by 20 runs eventually. Would you say that's comfortable? Tom Moody, you're the only one at halftime who picked the Royals to end up on the right side of the result. But Lucknow did make a game out of it in spite of the early wickets.
Well, they put themselves into a position where they should have won the game.
Lucknow, yes.
Yes. There's a phase there when Puran and KL Rahul were up and running and going, and they'd got themselves into a position that they should have potentially won it with, particularly with Stoinis still to come, 2 set players, and we've all seen the form that Nicholas Puran's been in the last 12 months. For him, it's 2 or 3 sixes and the game's finished. But, credit to Rajasthan and the way they deployed their bowlers. Sandeep Sharma came in very late and did an excellent job. His first 2 overs at the back end of the innings, he took 1 for 12. In that situation is a match-winning performance, and I don't think any of us had him as our impact.
And shocked as well when they did use him. Thought he was going to be used at the top. He's a swing bowler, but they went the 2 left armers, which, I'll tell you what, Nandre Berger with the new ball. Geez, he looked like he's going to raise some eyebrows throughout this tournament. Good pace, swung the ball, and it's going to be a good combination with Trent Boult.
Even Sanju Samson's captaincy, I think I was impressed with how he manipulated his bowlers, especially the spin bowlers at the back end of the innings, Ashwin and Chahal. I think he was top class.
All right, it's time to do a rapid-fire review of this game. So you know the drill by now. Question that will come each of your way, and you need to answer in 20 seconds or less. First game of the season, Tom, but have Rajasthan finally got the impact sub tactics right? 20 seconds now.
Well, we've seen last year that they're sort of getting confused, having trouble with the impact sub. This year, it's only game 1, but a unique option, only playing 3 or listing 3 overseas players, and I think they got it absolutely right because they kept their options open with 2 very effective options in Powell and Berger. So, yes, tick, 10 out of 10.
All right, time up. Mitch McClenaghan, KL Rahul finished 58 of 44 with a strike rate of 131 in this 194 chase. The question is, please describe his knock and how you'd rate it. Time starts now.
Yeah, I mean, he got off to a steady start, didn't he? Obviously, wickets falling around him, but I thought he fought back nicely. He was 20 off 19, and then he got back to striking at 140, at 140, 150 at one stage. So he got bogged down a little bit towards the end where the game was there to win, but he showed signs that he's got those gears which he can transfer through.
All right, perfect. 20 seconds for you, Wasim Jaffer. Now, the batting order for Lucknow was De Kock, Rahul, Padikkal, Badoni and Huda. Do they need to rethink it, given then they brought Puran and Stoinis and Pandya at the end? Time starts now.
I think the top 3, I think, was fine, but probably Badoni, they probably put it because they lost 2 early wickets. Otherwise, you would have seen Deepak Huda come in, and probably Badoni would have been pushed back, and Nicholas Puran might have come in. So I totally understand why they did that, and they wanted to save Stoinis and Puran for the last.
All right, Tom, going back to the first innings, did Lucknow end up conceding a few too many, and what is the verdict on their bowling attack?
Yeah, look, I think definitely did concede too many. On that surface, I think they didn't bowl the right lines and lengths and didn't make the adjustments with slow balls and what have you. So, I think if you analyse their bowling as an overall, I think that it is an area of concern for them.
All right, we wrap it up over there. And just before, I don't need to put you guys on the clock on this, but are we seeing the 2 bouncer rule having some impact now with what we saw in this game, Mitch?
Yeah, look, I think if you watch Trent Boult's operation, he bowled a couple of bouncers early in the over, which traditionally he would have kept them for later in the over, and it actually surprised a couple of batsmen that bouncer being bowled in the first 2 balls. So it is going to have a significant impact, in my opinion.
All right. Well, Luke Wood is going to bowl the first ball now. We've had just the 1 over at Ahmedabad, and Titans are flying and underway at 11 without loss. This is where I leave it with Wasim Jaffer, Mitch McClenaghan and Tom Moody. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We pick up the conversation at the end of the Titans innings, so we look forward to your company then. Download the mobile app to have you covered with everything that's happening from the world of cricket as well as the IPL. So we will see you at the end of the Titans innings. For Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Time Out.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.